Alright guys, welcome in, welcome back. Hopefully the audio is working. It's a Monday night. Mondays always suck, so we might as well bring some more sucky news. Anyway guys, here we go. We're going to jump right into this. A lot of articles to cover. Hope everybody's doing okay. Had a good weekend. Check this out. Had this video pop up in my feed earlier, and it's coming out of ABC 10, and they're talking about it's peak season for fall foliage in Northern California. But look at the thumbnail. Look what it says. California's fall color explosion. How do you like that? You'd think with all the fires that were going on that they would use something other than an explosion for the name. That's just programming. That's what that is. Alright, so coming out of the Taiwan news. 2,667 radioactive bags from Fukushima nuclear disaster unleashed by the typhoon Hagibis. Thousands of bags filled with the radioactive waste from Fukushima washed away by the typhoon. So now the it's not only been spewing out for years, now they just dumped a bunch more crap into the ocean, so we can expect more fish kills and cancer rates to go up from the people eating the food that's been contaminated from the radiation. So on October 12th, thousands of bags containing this waste reportedly been carried into a local Fukushima stream by floodwaters, potentially having a devastating environmental impact. A temporary storage facility containing some 2,667 bags stuffed with radioactive contaminants from the Fukushima disaster was unexpectedly inundated by floodwaters. How could it be unexpected? We gave them over a week warning to evacuate. They knew this thing was coming. See, right there, man, that's a lie. They knew this thing was coming right at them from the get-go. You know, it's just unbelievable how these people lie. You think the mainstream here in America is going to cover this? You think the Long John Silvers and all them are going to be, where do they get their fish from? Is it coming out of the Pacific? We got the bunker fuel over in the Atlantic. So now we got this out here in the Pacific, just to add to the more disastrous news from nuclear power plants. And, just take a look at California. Look at all the plants right on the coast, right in the earthquake zones. What's it going to take for another Fukushima disaster on the West Coast? While we got that, we got Miami-Dade under a mosquito-borne illness alert following cases of dengue fever. So down in Florida, we just seen them spray the skies in Michigan. It's either Michigan or Minnesota. And they sprayed these, bunch of these counties at night. Really no warning to the people. They just started spraying. So down here, there's a Miami-Dade County was placed under a mosquito-borne illness alert Friday following cases of dengue fever reported in the area. 2 cases of transmitted dengue have been confirmed in the county. So this is going to be just like the Zika thing, where the people that have the vaccines for this and the sprayers, and they're all in cahoots to get you to be scared, all that stuff. Get the vaccine, pay for the vaccine, pay for spraying the skies, spraying your streets. It's just another eugenics program. So speaking of fish kills, we already got one going on down in Manila. So there's, they were trying to clean it up down here, and now they're saying that the cleanup part of it actually led to this fish kill. So this fisher folk group ties fish kill incidents to the Manila Bay rehab. So the people that went in to try to fix it just made it worse. The Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. All these, and the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, all these alphabet gangs do way more harm than good. Every time. Why are we paying these people? Why are we giving them tax dollars? Same thing down in this area, the Philippines. So some companies getting ready to come in here and buy up all the cell phone towers. This new telecommunications Ditto Telecommunity Corp will soon be joining the industry giants Globe Telecom, Smart Communications, engaging with common tower companies, saying it is scheduled to sign this week. So apparently they're going to be bringing in the 5G or one of them kind of millimeter wave stuff down here. They're going to have to take over all the cell phone towers. Oh yeah, here was a video on the fish kill. That's how I found out about it. It's not in English, but I got, most of it. Look at all the trash. This looks really dark. I don't know why it looks so dark, but the trash out here in the ocean is just, look at the fish and the trash blend together. I mean, this was a pretty bad fish kill here, and mussels and whatever else is out there. All these links are in the description if you want to go watch the videos here. Let me get a drink. All right. So get this. A bear attacks and shreds a plane, and the pilot fixes it with duct tape and flies home. I mean, this is pretty wicked. Billy Hayes, the Hart guy, shared this over on the Fed book. But check this out, man. Look, it tore the crap out of this plane. I mean, look at that. That is bad. Look, it just ripped the wheels off and everything. But check this out. He all duct taped it up. Had to get 2 new tires, 3 cases of duct tape, and a large supply of sheet plastic. Man, duct tape is one of the best tools in the toolbox. I know firsthand. I've duct taped my knee together when I broke it. I broke a drive shaft one time and duct taped it in, and I couldn't even cut the duct tape off to change the U-joint. I just left it like that. It lasted for years and years. So there's a good tool for an off-gridder right there. Have plenty of duct tape. Now here's a little something for you. Rhythm and breathing, the effects, memory, and fear. With all the news that we have to report on, maybe this something might help, or, who knows. So breathing is not just for oxygen. It's now linked to a brain function and behavior. Scientists have discovered for the first time that rhythm of breathing creates electrical activity in the human brain that enhances emotional judgments and memory recall. These effects behave depend critically on whether you inhale or exhale, or whether you breathe through the nose or mouth. In the study, individuals were able to identify a fearful face more quickly than they encountered the face when breathing in compared to breathing out. Individuals also more likely to remember an object if they encountered it on the inhale breathe than the exhaled one. The effects disappeared if you were breathing through your mouth. But anyway, just pretty crazy information right here. The link is in the description if you want to read more about that. All right, unusual blizzard buries North Dakota in historic amounts of snow. The farmers are devastated. So there was one area that got 17.1 inches of snow that set a daily record for snowfall on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then on Friday, breaking a record that had stood for more than a century. Look at that. That's the garage door opening. Got the old John Deere with the snowblower. How the heck is that snowblower going to move that? So pretty crazy photos coming out of here of North Dakota, the Dakota blizzard. Look at these snow drifts, man. They're 10 and 12 foot high snow drifts. Look at that. In the back of that pickup, that's insane. How do you like to open your door to that? So yeah, they're not the only ones that got hammered by this monster land cyclone. That's what we were calling it. Here in Manitoba, it forced 16 First Nations to evacuate. Guess who's responsible? Their power company. You know, you got frustrations erupt among snowstorm evacuees as, you know, you got a campaigner guy coming in here. I don't know if this is, yeah. So they're saying that the snow, the weight of the snow downed the cell phone or the power towers. I mean, how's that even possible? Let's see if we get this to play. I don't even know if it's going to play. Maybe it's just a... Oh, here we go. So check it out. No tree hit him. It just fell over. So pretty nuts here. That's not the only one. So they had several. Somewhere I got another photo of that. Where the heck did I get that photo? Well, there was more articles on this. So evacuees in Manitoba driven from their homes by a massive recent snowstorm that cut off power to thousands. A few dozen people evacuated from the rural indigenous communities hit hard by the storm. Wow, this isn't even the article I wanted to read here. So nearly all the roughly 680 people living at Lake Manitoba had to make a sudden 2-hour drive southeast to Winnipeg on Saturday after the power went out. So they're talking about this power being out for weeks. So they're all staying in the FEMA camps, or whatever they call them in that area. Yeah, I know I had more articles on that. Well, I don't know. Maybe I accidentally closed it out, but hey, you guys get the gist of it. Power companies, you know, people losing power and then are going to go with weeks without the power, and then they're going to charge the people more money to fix the issue that they created. Now you got Fedbook over here, Facebook, 5 things to know about the Facebook Oversight Board content decisions. So Facebook is going to hire 2,000 people to go through and see what kind of news is, you know, good news, or here we'll just read a little bit. More than 2,000 people consulted around the world for Facebook's soon-to-be formed Oversight Board for content decisions. A group of 40 experts who review Facebook's most challenging decisions to allow or remove content from Facebook, Instagram. Exercising independent judgment, the board will have the power to reverse Facebook's decisions to remove content. Well, you know, this will be all, you know, journalists. They're paid to lie. So they're going to hire journalists, you know, the very journalists that lie to us every day on the mainstream media. And so then you can bet they're all going to be, you know, if you believe in the right-left paradigm, they're all going to be the left paradigm, just to create more crap. And at the same time, we had the CDC officials. They admit that they were destroying documents. And this went on about the Paul Merle reports. I'm not going to get into all that, but they were destroying evidence, just like they destroyed emails and servers. Same thing. They'll get away with it. Urgent help needed in the potato fields. So if you live up in Idaho, this farm right here is needing help. So if you need a little part-time job here, you can go pick potatoes from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. or from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. All you need is some gloves, dress warm, bring food and snacks. I don't know what it pays, but there's a little side job. Here's another article. So Manitobans could face more than a week-long delays to get the power back after the snowstorm. Red Cross to open second shelter in Winnipeg during the state of emergency. So they had 500 people registered, and they were still registering people. More than 3,300 evacuees from 14 First Nations. So all the people that were living, mainly off-grid are the ones that got devastated the worst. All right, so we probably covered that enough. All right, so here we are at the American Navy. The NRL launches a space weather instrument on NASA satellite. So this just went out on the 11th. Okay, the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory instrument aboard NASA's Ionospheric Connection Explorer satellite will deliver unprecedented information to help scientists investigate both terrestrial and solar weather impact on the ionosphere, the ionized region of the Earth's atmosphere. They launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida on the 10th. So this is going to be a global high-resolution thermospheric imaging that will measure the wind, temperature profiles, critical data set for scientists as they study how energy and dynamics from the lower atmosphere propagate into the space environment. From its large day-to-day variability, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the extreme conditions during solar-driven magnetic storms, the ionosphere governs how radio waves propagate and lead to several disruptions of radio communications. GPS signals for both the public and military radio signals travel through the ionosphere, or they reflect off the ionosphere to make them reach past Earth's horizon for long-range radar. Well, what this boils down to, this is just like, how the ionospheric heaters on Earth, they basically, send the signals up. They turn the ionosphere into a plasma antenna. So when you take a look, the ionosphere is really huge, man. It's like 30 to 60 miles or something like that. Anyway, when you take a look at this here, the stratosphere layer is the second layer of the atmosphere, blah, 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 going up. The bottom of the stratosphere is around 10 kilometers. Oh, get that, 33,000 feet. Got to add the 33 in there. The lower boundary, so it's like 12 miles up. Anyway, I got these links in here, and they started talking about the nacreous clouds, which I got some pictures of them. We see these all the time. The polar stratospheric cloud. We know that they're messing with the ionosphere when we see this stuff. We see it around the moon. We see it, all over the place. They're affecting the ionosphere for sure. All right, let me get out of some of this. Now, if you didn't know, the fastest growing language in America is African. So they're saying that the Census Bureau says African migrants make up 39% of the foreign-born population. So pretty soon, when you make these calls, it'll be in Spanish, it'll be in African, and you'll have to push 3 for American. All right, we got more radar. Monarch butterflies and dragonflies migrating caught on radar. Look at this. So you're telling me, how many hundreds of miles is this line? They're trying to tell us this big old line is not any kind of frequency waves, but they're trying to tell us it's butterflies and dragonflies. Kind of like the Birdman, kind of like the birds getting into the center of the hurricane. All right, that last quake to make Los Angeles a radioactive dead zone. We were talking about, how all these nuke facilities are right on the beach. Most of them. Then you got them right near the fault lines, within 50 miles of the fault line. So here's an article out of Strange Sounds, the forever damage of our species, food supply, ecological support system, economy would be very far beyond any meaningful calculation. You know what? I'm not really going to read all this. I'll just leave the link for you guys if you want to read into this. All right. So we're finding out that there's this, I don't know if this is, the Indiana University. So bots are spreading misinformation online every day, manipulating the public opinion and threatening democracy around the world. So if they can manipulate social media, then we can manipulate people's opinions, and then we can manipulate democracy. Democracy depends on being able to access real information. So they're seeking to discourage voting. They found 10,000 bots were deleted by Twitter, 50 million YouTube videos, billion plus public tweets. So this is just another, who knows if this is, just another free speech tool to mess with this, or if they're actually trying to help. It's, it's hard to tell anymore. Man, my voice is like shot tonight. All right, here we go. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the worldview map. Now, there's a storm that's brewing out here off, the coast of Africa. There's been some odd stuff going on over here. Even the mainstream meteorologists can't even believe that this storm's forming. Let me see if they even have it on the tropical page yet. So yeah, they got it on here now. So they're calling it Tropical Depression 15. Let me click on this. See if they put any kind of tracks on it. Let me get this in the browser. Yeah, they're always messing with the thumbs up stuff. I'll probably try to keep this broadcast a little short. My voice is just like really shot. All right, I'm zoomed out a little bit too much. Really tired. Mondays always suck. All right, I can't remember what the name of these islands are over here. All right, but anyway, so there shouldn't be any kind of tropical anything over here. And I actually listened to some mainstream, or at least one guy was talking about this system down here where they couldn't even believe it's even forming. And to think it could go out and then come back and hit Africa, just freaky in theirself. But I wanted to show you on this is there's been some strange stuff going on down here for a while. Hey, thanks out there, Jackie. So let me back this thing up. So this is today. Now let's back this up. You can see there's a little bit of a dust storm that kind of hit like yesterday, day before. But there's been some weird stuff. So let me go on back. Going on back. We're on the 10th. There's always kind of this U-shaped cutout right here. But look at these clouds. What's really strange is these clouds are mimicked from like a week before. So check them out. Try to keep them in mind. And we'll go all the way back to, I think, like the 2nd. So here they kind of are again. Yeah, here they are. The same damn clouds. So right when we had this explosion right here of dust, this isn't a regular dust storm. This was hit with some kind of weaponry, like electromagnetic. I mean, you see the ring, and then it's got like a blast wave around it. But this is the weird part. These clouds are like, look just like these. So let me back that back up. So there's some strange kind of, they're experimenting over here. There's some kind of weather experimentation going on over here. We can see the frequencies. See, you can actually see something cut out of the frequencies. So it's just, there's some kind of testing going on over here. And as this thing is being tested on, they're actually creating a tropical system that shouldn't even be here. So we're back on today. So this shouldn't even be here, especially this late in the season. So we'll be watching that, see if it turns into some kind of hurricane and then flies back over. And you see our storm up here in the north went right to the chemtrails, headed right for Iceland, just like we thought. And then it's going to loop around, go down through the UK. We got a massive spraying operation over Oregon. Also got some fires going on. We got a fire right here. Some of these are supposedly controlled burns, but we got fires just like everywhere over here. Even up, we keep on going. We can just keep finding these fires. I didn't add the fire. Look, they go all the way up into Washington. Right here off the coast. And guess what's out here? Chemtrails. Aerosols being deployed. Segmented spraying. All the way down. Just like where the fires are. We got one fire that's still showing. One or two still showing up down here in California. So yeah, still got a blaze going. But yeah, just a big concentrated spray right here, right smack over the center of Oregon. They're spraying here in Washington. It's a lot lighter, but definitely out off the coast. We got spraying going on over Yellowstone. What's up with this? Let me add the fire layer because some of this is not looking like real good here. The pilots of these chemtrail planes, I mean, I'm sure they know they're doing it, but it's also ran by AI. We showed the company that built the program to run the chemtrail planes. I've showed that in previous broadcasts. It's all done by AI, man. That's why you don't see crashes. It's just a big AI program. So heavy aerosols in this area, right over Yellowstone National Park, right over Idaho Falls. It's never good when they're spraying over a volcano, especially a super volcano. As we know, earlier in the year, the NASA sniffer plane, the NASA chemtrail plane, flew a path right over this. Hey, thanks up there. Wake up. And we got a little bit of spraying here in Nebraska. Just a big old couple fat liners going across. Gets heavier as you go up towards Minnesota and South Dakota. Some big thick liners here in Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa. Yeah, I didn't get to load these maps, man. Mondays, like I said, it takes me was a bad day anyway, but yeah, I'm just not real prepared like I normally am, but hey, we'll get through it. Look at this tic-tac-toe grid. So it looks like they're setting up for the next storms that are going to be coming across here. Got one little fire up there in Minnesota, fire in Iowa, chemtrails right beside each other. Look, we got little fires going everywhere. Little fires here in Kansas, probably controlled burns, farmlands burning off. And we got a new pretty good sized spraying operation all over Mexico. We have more fires out in the ocean again. Look at all these. What? How's that even possible? Do we have undersea volcanoes over here? Let's check the layer here. Look at all the fires that are in the ocean. There's actually smoke coming out, unless this is like oil refineries on fire or something. Whoa, this is really strange. This is strange, man. Look at all these fires with flumes of smoke coming out of the ocean. You know, I'm not seeing any kind of landmass. This would be something we're going to have to maybe Google Earth. Maybe there's some underwater issues going on, like volcanic vents. I mean, that's a pretty good flume of smoke. Look, it's been smoking for a while. Let me look at that. Hey, thanks out there, Greenleaf. Let's go back to yesterday, see if it was burning yesterday. Yeah, burning yesterday. What is going on over here? I'm just trying to see when this started. Does anybody know what this is? Or, you know, is this... You can't really see no land masses. So this thing looks like it's been burning a while. We just happened to catch it. Because without the fire layers on here, it just looked like a chemtrail. Man, this has been burning a while. I'm still going back. I'm on the 9th. Okay, we really can't tell there. Let's go back one more day. Still cloud covered. So it was after this storm come through. Wonder if some lightning lit off some oil refineries down here. Wonder if I can do a Google Earth on that. So it is volcanoes. Like if you guys know it's volcanoes, that would explain it. Let's check the Earth null and see if there's some carbon or something coming off it. So this is not really showing anything. It may be too little to pick that small of thing up. Yeah, it's probably going to be too small. Let's just see. Wonder if I can bring Google Earth in here. Let me see if I got it where I can get to it. We'll just do a quick look. We'll look into it a little further. See if I can bring in Google Earth into the broadcaster. So add source. Just be patient, guys. Here we'll check this out. I just got to get the source added in. It's really weird, man. Every device I have, if I have to click a mouse, there's like a huge delayed reaction, and it don't matter what I'm on. It's like the mouse don't work, but it could be on any electrical device that I'm trying to use. Like, I can't even do nothing right now. I can't add it in. Oh, now it is. See, it's like so delayed. My phone's like that. It's weird. I think they're I think the alphabet gangs are screwing with me. The PM10s are showing. Okay, we'll see if that'll load up. There we go. All right, we'll look here in a minute on the PM10s, but I just want to see if we can. Ah, there is some maybe islands. Yeah, little shoals, I think. Yeah, that's got to be something like super shallow. Are these oil wells? What are these? Let's give them a minute to load here. And that is the right spot. Yes, we're right there. Let me go ahead and check. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Alright, yeah, that's the right spot. Okay. So, whatever these are, I got terrain. So, there's some kind of shoals, whatever shoals are. I mean, this kind of looks like land, so kind of just leaning like maybe it's some kind of volcanic stuff, or I don't know. I don't know what these are. I was hoping this was going to pop up and give us a look. It's kind of weird, though. It's black like it would be oil unless they're blacking it out. What is this? Oil rigs in the Gulf, burn off. National, yeah, I don't doubt that, but I've never ever seen these smoking like this. I mean, this looks like a landmass. You know, like a little small island, or I just don't know what these black dots are. All right, we'll dig into this later. I'm just wasting time because I have no clue what the heck these are. But there's quite a few of them. So it looks like they're censoring these out, whatever they are. Unless I'm just not. That's like a 2010 photo. Man, they really ruined Google Earth. You know, they ruin everything. Google Earth used to be really good. Now it's just a piece of crap. Well, anyway, we got some kind of fires burning out here in the ocean again. Let's see what's showing up over here. Let me get us back on to today. So this is how many fire. Yeah, I seen that fire up here earlier. Just over there south of Reno. It's got a few fires still going. And I think a lot of these little fires, dots that are showing up on here, is the controlled burns that we've seen. The mainstream talking about a couple another fires over here in Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Kansas. We got fires just about in every state. Yeah, I see you guys can't thumbs up, man. That's all right. We'll just have to share it out later if it's not working, man. It's crazy the way they, you know, they tell you to express yourself on YouTube. That was the motto. And now it's express yourself. You know, if you're a guy dressing in girl clothes, but if you tell the truth, we're gonna hide you. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of buzz through this. Yeah, all we can do is try. And that's why we got, trying to build up all the other platforms and the backups and all that, because, eventually I'll say something that they definitely don't want, and they'll just shut it down. It's already the second channel, so it's not like I haven't been through it before. So check it out. That monster spraying operation is still over Italy, Croatia, goes up through Hungary, up into Ukraine. And then all the aerosols that were going on in Russia is now just a giant weather system spraying operation in Kazakhstan. Still spraying Russia. Look, same place. Fires and chemtrails. They go together. Let's go check New Zealand. They got hammered. They got hammered yesterday, and look, now it's turning into like a cyclone. Still seeding. Now they're seeding in the southern part. So yesterday they were seeding. Let me back up. So they were seeding really hard right here, but look, there's the other seeding program, cloud seeding. We go up today, that thing is sucked right on down, right over New Zealand. And our fish kill was right up in here. Let's see if there's any kind of aerosols or bunker fuel or anything. Let's see, we add the bunker fuel layer. Yeah, it's not going to really show up there. What do we got going up here? Hey, we have a big X off the coast of Israel. So it looks like Israel's getting ready to get some scheduled rain. Wow, they did like a little chemical dump right here off the coast. Right off the coast of Tel Aviv and Beirut. And then now it's drifting down. Let's get the other layer, see what it's doing here. It's turning into like almost a spin up. It's actually sucking dust and sand off the coast. So it's actually, the spraying operations are actually picking up over here. So this will be the 5th time this year spraying over Beirut and Lebanon. Look at this big old X. Not really an X, it's a drifted spray. Pretty weird looking there. You know, you got to watch over here. These guys are constantly doing all kinds of crazy weather modification. Tons of companies out there do the cloud seeding, the electric rain making, the ionospheric heating, ionizing the sky. Got spraying operations over Egypt. Big longliners. See, they're always over here. They're just so hard to see. There's a real light one going through. They're really hard to see. So they do get tons of aerosols in the desert. But this thing here is, there's something odd going on right there, which we're going to really be watching that. Oh, let's go check the bunker fuel over here, see if they're still out here off the East Coast. And they are. So we still have the ship tracks being deployed. Looks like different sized vessel are dumping out the most toxic emissions on the planet. We go back to yesterday. It amazes me how much ground they cover in a day. So they were all right here yesterday, this whole kind of big orange patch. So tons of ships were out here deploying bunker fuel all the way up and around. And then we go to today. They're way over here. So they covered tons of miles. There's actually some even way up here. I don't know if you guys can see that as clear as I can, but they're still there. Yeah, definitely. It's a weather war, man. It always has been, always will be. Can't remember if I already looked down here. All right. Yeah, I think we're good with that. Yeah, it's really not picking up like in super small. Yeah, it's just not picking it up out here. All right, let's go ahead and check the polar vortex winds. Still going pretty good down there. Let me just check the heating event. Still going on. Just when I thought the winds were dying down. Yesterday, I think these were dying down. Let me look. Maybe I just looked at it wrong. I mean, they're dying down on this side, but not where the storm is forming. So the winds are still really high in this area. And they're starting to pick up in the north. Pretty soon, it's going to all be polar vortex winds. This one will be gone. All the energy will be up in the north. See if we got any kind of wave anomalies going. Ooh. There's the leftovers. What kind of waves are we looking at here? 48-foot waves. All right, heads up for the Aleutian Island chain. You got almost 50-foot waves coming in. 47, 48, 48.1, 48.5. So they've already gone over the Aleutian Island chain. I don't know if people live out here, but let me back that up. Did that come from the... Yep. Look at that. So the typhoon weakened, and then somehow it strengthened. What about the winds? Wow, this is really another strange anomaly. Where is it going? Let me back that up. Let me go hours at a time. So it's slamming in to part of Alaska. I mean, that is really odd, man. I've never seen 50-foot waves up in the Bering Sea. I've seen some pretty good waves, like 30-footers. But these are 50, almost 50 foot. 48 for sure. So weird wave anomaly. Here's the other, Melissa. We got a new one forming. A couple small ones. 39 foots. All right, let's go ahead and check the sea surface temperature. So, still looking like everything is cooling down. That heat anomaly right there is actually cooling down. So, no purple in the Gulf of Mexico. Try the sea surface anomalies. Maybe this is why the waves are heating up from this heat anomaly that's, being forced upon this area. And you can pretty much bet this is all from them radioactive bags floating around. And probably part of that. That's probably why there's all these little dots out here. What's the cloud cover look like right there? So we're right down from the Aleutian Island chain. Okay, so I got that. Just kind of doing a comparison here, just kind of seeing. So pretty much right in the sun area is where the heat anomaly is, so that makes sense. So yeah, that one fire there in California is really make sure we're on now. 54 parts per billion, or that, what am I? Oh, that's 3,144. 3,083. So them are all definitely lowering down. So you got some pretty bad air quality in California off the East Coast. Definitely down here in Southern California, you guys are in the green. This is on the carbon dioxide. All right. Already seen that. Let's see what this dust anomaly is going to do. So there's, it could possibly be a hurricane off the coast of Africa, even though it's being, tons of dust is being sucked into it. All right, yeah, that's pretty weird. Okay. Go ahead and jump out of there. Wonder if I could animate that. Is there anything to animate? I can't talk tonight. I'm so tired. So when you look at it like this, man, all the rain's up here. But they're saying it's going to track this way. This thing is just odd, man. Now we got moisture moving the wrong way. Check that out. You got like wind shear, moisture going the wrong way. Let me back this out a little bit. So you got one system flowing down. This system is flowing the wrong way, and that one's just staying stationary. So that's pretty odd. Definitely odd. All right, let's get out of there. Got a couple invests. All right, let's just take a quick look at the mimic. Yeah, it's pretty crazy on the thumbs up thing. Thanks for trying out there, guys, for trying to get it shared out. So areas we need to watch is the Gulf of Mexico to see if they start pulling this atmospheric river back up over the Midwest. We're going to see them keep blocking the moisture out of California. And then we got to watch this weird spin up that's going on here off the coast of Africa, because that's pretty odd. What is this right here going on right there? Looks like it's being pulled up. All right, we got that documented. We'll just check the radar real quick and then probably call it good for the night here. We'll just go right on over to the man-made clouds. There's so many man-made clouds, they had to name them cirrus clouds. Your local meteorologist calls them filtered sun, high clouds, high thin clouds, high cirrus clouds. But really, it's just code word for chemtrails. Wonder if they've come up with a name for the bunker fuel clouds. Wonder what they call them. I'm gonna have to dig into that. I know it's called cloud brightening, accidental geoengineering. Here goes my mouse, like, not working again. All right, let's try to, yeah, look at the aerosols being deployed all up here. Out, look at way out here off the coast. Let me slow that down or stop it here. So Florida just got waxed with chemtrails right there. Check that out. We'll watch that one. Blasted. So it looks like they're going to try to pull some rain up to California. Look, they're spraying out here, right there. Yeah, look at that big, thick, straight liner right there. Okay. The next biggest, well, you got spray areas all over here, over the Dakotas, Iowa, Minnesota, and then a big spraying operation over on the west. Let's go check it out. All right, so you can see the initial X's. They were spraying at night right over Idaho and Wyoming. They got an X, big X. So they got tons of X's right over Idaho. Would go up a little farther. You got a couple sprayers going on in Oregon, and then in Nevada, then out off the coast they're spraying. And then they just start back and forth right over Oregon, and then out here off the coast. Got microwave frequencies in the clouds still spraying over Idaho. Wow, that's really intense spraying over Oregon. And then here off the northern coast of California and off the coast. Hey, thanks, sir, Brian. Look at that, man. Just X after X. So Idaho is definitely a target right now, and so is Oregon and Washington. Parts of Northern California, but it looks like they're blocking it. So tomorrow is going to be pretty interesting to see what all these aerosols conjure up. I really want to look at that even closer there on Oregon. I mean, that was just a, I don't know if it's going to let me see it. We'll try right there. Yeah, this will be a reason why you don't feel right. Solar activity and chemtrails and bunker fuel and radioactive materials floating around. Hey, thanks, sir, Sherry. Much love out there. Everybody help me. Look how fast. This was a fleet. Okay. So right now we had 2 nighttime sprayer lines, one out here off the coast, but you got 1, 2. Now watch, in a matter of 36 to 41. That's 4 minutes. So every frame is like 4 minutes. And we get here. And then look, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 or 5 planes flying side by side. Super gridding over Oregon. Then you got a bunch of just random sprayers all over the place. Like, this is a fleet. Look at that. X's on top of X's. And then here comes the bunker fuel mixed with the clouds. 2-part mix. Where was that other spraying operation? Was that right there? And then we'll look at Florida. Because Florida got hit pretty good too. So look, there's the X's in Minnesota, Iowa, the Dakotas, So they were definitely seeding out front, and they got heavier, you know, super seeding. And they're seeding even in the middle of it. Oh, wow, look at that. They really got super heavy right there over the border. So all that stuff's drifting down. And they're also spraying the backside. So it's an all-out aerial assault. Let's go check Florida's spraying operations. Lake Michigan, all right, we'll take a look at that. What do we got bubbling up right here? Look at that just bubble up. Wow. Look at the size of that X. From all the way up here, goes all the way down, and a big old thick X. I mean XXX. Look at that. Clobbered Florida. So what are they seeding for right there? They're maybe bringing that system down south. That's the only reason they'd be spraying like that. Spraying into the low pressure system, trying to pull it down. But they also have spraying going on here, so that's kind of strange. We'll look at Lake Michigan here. Look at that chem fog, man. Bunker fuel fog. And then here comes all the trails. Oh yeah, all the trails that were being sprayed are drifting right over Michigan, along with the chem fog. So there you go, yeah. Spraying operations everywhere. We'll just look at the radars real quick. Here, I want to look at the whole region here. All right, let's see if anything's popping off here. They have all the radars off up here, so they want the moisture to come in. Look, all the radars are off where the chemtrails are. Look at that. They're all turned either off or way, way, way down. So we know that they want the moisture to come through there. Where's all the blooming radars from the sun? I thought the sun made these go off. I thought the bugs made these go off. It looks like they have them all turned off in the north. Let me speed it up a little bit here. They completely turned the radar off in California. Look, it just pops offline. Solar farms, wind farms, pulsing the nanoparticulates. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and call this show. I want to thank everybody out there that helps us, and don't forget, tomorrow night we do the health conference call. I'll do a little video before the call and let you know when we're going. I'll give you the number and all that stuff. I'll probably stream that over on the backup channel. But yeah, thanks everybody for sharing this out. Thanks for trying to get the like button hit, even though they were taking them away live. We watched it. Anyway, guys, much love. We're gonna have to rise soon, and we'll catch you tomorrow night, God willing. Here we go. Crank it up. See if I can get all this stuff to work here. We'll have the delay on the